call was made to entry, then entry, right? But I mean, things get a little bit more nuanced. You can't just always expect the jet to be able to run it down. In higher ranks, 5-man rushes don't work, right? It just won't work. People know how to stop push as well. The higher you go, you know what I mean? I was a bit confused. Yeah. I mean, that's why I try to clarify, right? Yes, I agree. Of course, the whole concept of the smoke dash is so that you can help make space, take crosshairs out of, you know, in whatever the enemies we're looking at, so that they look at you instead, and then your teammates can flood. And you know, it becomes a high pressure situation for the enemies. They don't know what to look at, and they have to like choose one or the other, right? Yes, fundamentally, yes, that's what the entry should look like. However, now with utility, it's just a little bit different because it's not that simple, right? I'm not gonna smoke dash in if there's like a vice wall, right? Now there's gonna be plenty of situations where if I pop dash and then I see a vice wall, I might just trigger it and then just we reset, right? And maybe my dash is expired, and then now we just have to default and then kind of play around slow, right? Everything depends. Like it's not as simple as just always saying like, oh, you just gotta smoke dash. Easy to blame the duelist. Yeah, I mean, I'll say in general, people just love to blame other people. You know what I mean? That's why I'm always in the mindset of, you know, like, I'm not perfect, so I still have things to work on. Like, I'll still complain about my teammates, like, but for me, I don't do it in a way that's like, I don't recognize my own flaws. If we talk microwise in terms of communication, it's also a problem if you don't correct the duelist. Correct. I would probably agree with that. Yes. Like initiator without duelist becomes used. Yes. Of course. Yes, of course. Yes. How do I participate in tracker review and VOD review? Tracker review. Okay. Hold on. Let me just make sure. Are we following schedule or not? Okay. Sometimes there's not a need to send the duelist just to die unnecessarily or get traded unnecessarily. Yes, I agree. And there's also times when people will bait the duelist, right? Like the duelist entries, and like the team could have genuinely just gone out, right? But you know, they just chose to hold main for like 5 seconds, and your duelist just ends up dying. Like, if you're that duelist, I don't blame you if you want to just bait at that point, right? Because like, well, what's the point of your entry if it's not getting, you know, being taken advantage of? So that's why you need to make sure you understand what the situation you're in, and then adapt accordingly. That's it. I always rely on my initiators to help me out until wise when I entry. It just makes their life easier. Yes, for sure. Initiators were